Hello and welcome. This is Sahara playing Pillars of Eternity, the White March. And we ran across this grieving mother in Direford village. And she is a cipher, and she is now part of our party member, so I need to speak to her. Let your mind speak for you. I shall listen past the words. You addressed me as a watcher when we met. Do you know what a watcher is? There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems that if she is going to fade from your vision, as if she can't bear to be seen.
The title came unbidden. I do not know why I spoke of it. Yet it seemed the right mantle, a familiar one.
Yet I do not know from where it came. If I have given offense, oddly enough, it feels like she's not speaking to you. It feels like she's speaking to an audience. The air takes on a curious edge, a chill, which persists for a sharp moment, then fades into a dull fear. If I have given offense, forgive me. Forgive me. You would know more than I. Have you encountered watchers before? I do not know. It is an old feeling. I do not know where it stems from. It was a word that arose when you saw me. It is sad. It is said watchers see much that others do not, and I have been hidden from the eyes of others for some time. Okay. How is it no one can see you?
Their eyes see me, but their minds will not remember past the call.
A call?
My face is like the call of a newborn, hiding the face beneath. And for my body, I am able to wrap myself as a mother cradling her child. I am here, as you see me, but to them, their eyes see only the cloak that I wear, a peasant mother, dirty, shabby, not worth knowing.
Okay, which is sad.
As a watcher, you see more than others. To the eyes of most, I am as unseen as the spirits you share memories with.
How are you able to affect minds? I divert the flow of their senses down a different path to a place easily forgotten. It is not unwelcome. It is not unwelcome when one does not desire the presence of others. The surface of their minds register a figure, but the memory slips away. They see a woman, but there is no desire for conversation, no desire for any questions, and I have none to ask. Okay. When we first met, how was I able to enter your dream?
I do not know. What you speak of. If you were in my thoughts, I could not feel your presence, nor do I know what you saw there.
As she speaks, you suddenly feel an odd sensation in your mind, as if walking in her thoughts would be as if walking down a back street of merchants' stalls. The claustrophobia of wooden shelves and canvas tarps made less oppressive by the sheer number of enticing vials and bottles that stretch out to the sides of you. You suddenly realize that whether she permits it or not, you can enter her dream and observe it without her ever knowing, and in response, your hand twitches. There is the feeling that you could simply pick up a vial, taste it, sample it, and keep the memory as your own. And suddenly you find yourself back in her, your present thoughts. Though you were away for but a moment, she seems unaware of your diversion of thought. It may be one of your gifts, an ability to walk in memories as easily as someone walks upon the ground. May I try again? You feel her slowly nod, though she makes no motion. My mind is open to you as it was before when we met. I could not stop you if I wished. As long as you don't mind, if I try, I shall do so. My memory is not as it was. Much has been forgotten. If you would walk in my thoughts, I have nothing hidden. Her thoughts feel strangely apologetic and welcoming both at once. Perhaps she may learn something that will strengthen you, or a clue to what has caused this terrible burning of the fields of souls in halted Vararest will. Her mind gives way, your passage almost unnoticed as you enter her as before, circling the memory you shared when you first met. And suddenly you are calm. You are on a plateau, almost the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying in the curve of a mantle arch. Above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging. It's looking down on you. Okay, I think we already went through all that. Your physical contours have changed along with the surroundings. Okay, we went through all this. Okay. Tear away, pull back. With effort, the scene bleeds of color in your mind. She seems unaware of, okay. I walked again in your dreams, thoughts, and I believe your memories. A mixture of curiosity and fear wells up between you. She raises her left hand, the chiming of her wrist quelling the rise within her. She is frightened, but curiosity anchors her.
And what did you see in my memories? I would hear you speak of them.
The dream, the memory I saw upon meeting you, it was you helping give birth to a child. There is silence, and as your breath falls still, you hear the faint cry of a child in the distance, a newborn child, almost exactly like what you heard in the dream. As you listen, the grieving mother raises both her hands as if weaving her wrists, chiming as she does so, in the semblance of the gentle turning she provided while the newborn was crowning. To your surprise, you recognize the motions and the words from the memory, even as they are new to you. As she weaves her hand through the air in front of her, the child's cries grow still, yet the sound of the chimes weaves almost hypnotically into your thoughts. The sky seems sharp and clear, and you feel as if you are towering over your surroundings, and as if kneeling atop a great pillar, just as she did in the memory. To your surprise, the grieving mother falls, as if her strings were cut, and her knees crack hard against the ground. Her hands never cease moving in the air, the chimes echoing the movements. In a ragged voice, you hear her speak. The voice is that of a much older woman than the one before you, harsh, almost desperate.
Tell me what you saw. Show me what you saw. Where were you?
A mountain ledge, I think? It was high up. Snow, I think. Huge forest stretching out beneath a great rock. We were in the middle of a clear forest with a strong wind tearing through it. A mountain ledge, I think. It was high up. Snow, I think. No? Huge forest stretching out beneath a giant rock? I don't remember that. We're in the middle of a clear forest with a strong wind tearing through it. No, I don't remember that either. We were on top of a pillar with bells. She shakes her head slowly and her arms collapse, her hands falling against the ground. The film of her eyes give way to tears that move slowly down her cheeks, but her expression doesn't change. You feel a well of emptiness, anguish, but more absence and sorrow. I do not feel the memory. I do not know if it is mine, but her hair falls across her features again like a veil, and she nods, not with her chin, but a push in her mind. But thank you for trying. I want to talk about the birth memory again, help you recall it. Do I? You hear the small cry of a child as you listen to the grieving mother raises both her hands, giving her. As you recognize the motions and the words. As she weaves her hands until the sky seems clear and sharp, and you feel as if you were towering over your surroundings, as if you lean atop a great pillar. Yes. His present grieving mother falls as if her strings were cut and her knees cracked. There's the ground, her hands. Ragged voice, she will speak, the voice of that.
Tell me what you saw. Show me what you saw. Where were you?
A mountain ledge, I think. It was high up. She leans back as if looking back at the sky, but her eyes are closed, the film building on them. With a slow shake of intake of breath, you feel the time become quiet around you. I do not feel the memory. I do not know if it is mine, but okay, no matter. Got other questions? Perhaps you'd like to hear of what I saw in your memories. Yeah. A mixture of curiosity and fear wells up between you. She raises her left hand, the chiming of her wrist quelling the rise within her. She is frightened, but curiosity anchors her.
What did you see in my memories? I would hear you speak of them.
Well, I how come I can't tell her? Oh, okay. So it's weird. I don't know when first I can help her recall the details, perhaps then she'll be able to tell me more. Huh. But, doesn't make much sense.
I'm here.
Alright.
Yeah?
Alright, so where are we at? We're down here at the bottom. We're at Witham's Arms and Armory.
Sure.
Nothing. Oh, there is we already got in that. Let's just go up this way since we're going around. And this is somebody's house. Okay, we just broke into somebody's house. A ledger lies open on the desk. It has purchase and sale amounts for various alchemical ingredients and concoctions. Trap detected. Okay.
There, done.
It's stealing. I don't want it. I'm just curious, that's all. And who are you? You are Willie Barris? Oh, a soul. You see a modestly furnished house, warm from the cooking fire lit at its far end. This man is sitting in a high-backed chair, looking in a large book with a small boy in his lap. He smiles and asks the child about the pictures on the pages as he points to different parts of them. He looks up as a woman approaches to stir something in the pot hanging over the fire. She adds some carrots to the pot, mixes them in, then stands and turns to the man. She says something to him and leans in to give him a kiss when a knock comes at the door. The man makes to stand and the woman motions for him to stay. She walks to the door and glances out the window. It is already too dark outside for anything to be seen. She lifts the bolt on the door and pulls it open, revealing a tall, lanky man with a strange smile on his face. There is a wet tearing sound, and the woman makes a weak groan, collapsing to the floor, blood quickly pooling around her. The man in the chair leaps to his feet, grabbing his son, interposing himself between the boy and the man at the door, who steps over the body and enters the house. Galric vowed we wouldn't feel his pain, the man says conversationally as 4 other men enter the house behind him. It appears your rent has come due. Wow.
Sure.
Poor guy. Okay.
Quickly and quietly.
So he lost his family. All right. Make our way around. Potions for sale. Potions and owl. Why are you saying owl?
Well met, friend.
A young woman leans against a wagon. One arm and one side of her face are covered in bandages with raw, rippled flesh showing underneath. A minty, tangy scent wafts from her dressing. She smiles painfully. Just ventured into town? I'm about to dry out some of my stocks, but you're welcome to have a look-see. How did you get burned? She turns her face to the ground. By the flame, how bad does it look? Just say it. I know you'll tell me straight. It looks like it hurts. Relax, it's not that bad. I'm surprised you go out in public. Who cares how it looks? What matters is that you're okay. Yeah. Suppose you're right. Good thing I know my poultices. I've been keeping an eye on a drake's nest east of town at Deerford Crossing. The beast stayed just long enough to lay a clutch and moved on. Thank the sky, Mother, it wasn't a full-grown dragon. She looks at her bandaged arm and grimaces. Fresh eggs are much more useful than the ones that get passed between merchants or left in nests for weeks or more. And that clutch looked to be at its peak. Thought I'd see about getting an egg, but I didn't realize so many of them had already hatched, or that young worms were so territorial. What's so special about these eggs? They're one of the strongest tonics known to kill. If you leave out Garen Garrogolan, of course, not saying anyone should do that, but dragon eggs are known to make Kith bold, purposeful. Some even think they'll protect from Beowix. She shrugs. All I know is everyone's pining after potions made with dragon eggs. But the damn roads can't reach none of my suppliers, so I'm stuck with whatever I can scrounge up in the wood. Deercap, river reed, and the like. I could get an egg for you? She keeps her gaze steady, but you see hope kindling in her eyes and twitching at the corners of her mouth. I sure hope you're not leading me on. I don't think I could stand getting burned again. She bites her lip. If you really mean to go after it, I'd certainly pay you. Just remember, big as they are, dragon eggs are fragile, and there's a lot more I can do with a whole one.
Greetings.
She adjusts one of her bandages. Anything else I can do for you? I've got some handy ointments if you're braving the roads anytime soon. Excuse me. So I'm looking for an Orland named Nafri. I did see an Orland lady headed into the Dracogen just the other day. She points across the road at a large building. Don't know what her name was, but she was acting real sneaky-like. So what's wrong with the roads? A noise of disgust rattles from her throat. Brigands, looters, you name it. The gods may be hollowing out our babies, but it's grown folks that's rubbing out the rest of us. Yep. People are scrambling to Defiance Bay because they hear there's healthy births there, and all those refugees and abandoned houses attract desperate sorts like flies on dog shit. I was gonna say horse shit. Tell me again about the dragon egg. It's in a nest is perched in a cliff on the east end of Dareford Crossing. That's out in the wilds just east of here. I'm sure there are others elsewhere, but the ones at Dareford Crossing is just the age I need. If you head that way, be careful. The place was crawling with worms when I went out there, and I can't imagine they're gone anywhere else. Show me your wares. Sure thing. The shelves of her cart contains jars, vials, and bundled paper packets. What do you have? Okay. Not sure if I need any of this, but we do have a quest. Nest egg. Okay. And cat and mouse. Oh, yep. We heard. Told me that an overland stopped at the inn not long ago.
Ugh, smells like my old hunting leathers.
Okay. Smells my old hunting leathers.
Time to see and not be seen.
These are people we're probably going to have. Yep. You see a man stumble, unfamiliar vestments tripping him. He pushes himself to his feet, unsteady, and continues along the empty road. His lips are chapped and dry, skin glazed with dust, but something about the set of his jaw tells you he has far yet to walk. As night stains the sky, he stops, whispering a fire into existence with the help of some wood. He attempts to sleep, staring into the stars. He continues in this fashion for several days, only to occasionally drinking water from a goatskin as he moves. It takes him days to reach the temple, and when he does, his knees falter and give way, crashing him to the ground. The monks take him in, and he shares his tidings, meaningless to anyone but them, and when he is recovered, he begins anew. His strides strengthened with food and rest, mind clear with meditation and purpose, and a long way yet to walk. That's interesting. What were you doing? Oh, I thought I did reach out. You see this man in the middle of the forest, back against a tree. His head is turned, and he strains to hear something. He turns his head the other direction and slowly slides down the tree, ending in a crouch. He cautiously moves forward, keeping to the shadows. His steps are silent as he gingerly places his feet between twigs and leaves. A grunting noise echoes through the quiet morning, and shuffling footsteps rustle as they approach him. He cranes his head around the trunk of the tree and spies his target. He edges his way around the tree, keeping in between him and his quarry. The shuffling comes closer, the grunting now accompanied by a wet snuffle. Bracing himself against the tree, he holds his position, waiting. Then, with almost supernatural grace, he pushes himself from the tree and swings around it to the right, practically running along its trunk, floating as he moves. He lands in front of the boar, rooting its way around the clearing, his knife flicking lightning quick across the neck. Before the startled animal can even react, he leaps onto its back, squeezing his knees into its sides and gripping the hair at the back of its neck. The beast stares. The beast starts to buck and tries to run from its attacker, but the man merely holds on and waits for the inevitable, enjoying the thrill of a hard-earned beast, thinking about what herbs would bring out the boar's natural flavors best. In seconds, the struggle is over and the thrill is gone, replaced by the same dull craving that brought him here in the first place. It has left him faster even than the last time, and already he thinks about how he might top it. So either he's addicted to adventure or he's addicted to just murder. Interesting.
My eyes are peeled. Sure.
I would say he's probably addicted to the kill, to the hunt. Oh, this is a something worn out here. What is that? Elder antelope horn. What do you do with that? And this says this is a curry? It's a curry. What's a curry? I can't find it anywhere. I never... Okay, so we did discover something over here. It's a key. Curry's key. Dries fill the wooden vats. They smell of dung and plant matter. I don't want to take it. I'm just curious. That's all. Just curious. Okay, we have a door here. Stay out of my private quarters. That goes for you and Headman's blood liquors. Okay. I wasn't... I'm sorry. I was just going that way. So who's Sabina? I'm not one for chat. Chit-chat, godlike. Speak to if you've got questions. Okay, so let's talk to you.
Gods keep you.
Tigru? Trigil. A sturdy, broad-shouldered man wipes his hands on his slacks. He reeks of the same foul compound wafting from the vats, and his arms are stained with dye. You looking to purchase some leather? What's in the collapsed tower? It's collapsed. Nothing. He rolls his eyes and shrugs. A few hides of stretching racks, and the tallow stench. Dingler's always grumbling about. The rest of the keep's dust, just like the fool lady Thiam who tried to hold it. There's a bard at the inn who'll tell you the whole blazing story if you want to hear it. He wipes a splotch of dye from his elbow with his shirt tail. Something else you need. Have you seen Nifri and Orlin from Defiance Bay? I make it a point to keep out of other people's business. Okay, so show me what you have for sale. So you have, Trollhide belt. 1 plus endurance? Every 3 seconds. That's only 825. I don't think we'll do a girdle of... Oh, minus 27% crit damage taken. That's pretty good. What is exceptional hide armor? Do we have anything to sell? I'm pretty sure we do. What the hell is this? Oh, we don't need to find a club. We don't need this. This was a novice's grimoire. Does she need... I think I'll give her a shield. Get rid of that stuff. Okay. Yeah, if she's got a dagger, I suppose I could probably give her something better than a dagger, but where's the shields? There it is. Give you a shield. And maybe some of the scrolls. What is this? Tanglefoot, Fear, Missiles, Rolling Flame, Jolting Touch, since you're there. Minor Endurance. Okay. Oh, I keep putting it in the wrong spot. That's why you need to go there. Oh, come on. That's why she looks like a ghost. What is that? AI behavior. Okay. So, nothing going on here, just other than that. Okay, leave. I have a feeling we're going to have something to do with him.
Time to see and not be seen.
All right. All right, so that's the big thingy here. This is the road out.
Got it.
A bunch of villagers. She's been missing for days. You people can't keep stonewalling us. And you can't just barge into her house. We told you she's not here. Okay. Hell's men already asked us about the girl. What more do they want? Not many new faces these days. Most are eager to leave Direford. Okay, we'll go that way when we go to leave. So now we're going to come down this way. Okay, so we've been in here. Didn't we? Maybe we didn't. Armton Armory? I can't remember. I don't think we did. I'll know as soon as I get in here. Nope, we haven't been. Oh, I've got a soul. You see a forest clearing, fog curling through the weeds on the ground in the cool morning air. The serenity of the scene is occasionally broken by a faint noise that echoes through the silence. This woman emerges from the trees and stops, dropping to the ground. She creeps to the edge of the clearing and crouches near a tree. She glances around figuratively, listening intently in the growing light. She presses her back to the tree, tensing against it, ready to spring forward. From the distance comes another sound, a rushing in the undergrowth. At that, she shoots forward, keeping as low to the ground as she can. She pushes a hand to her throat and makes a sound, a shrill bird call, but what emerges from her mouth seems to emanate from yards away. From behind her, near the source of the rustling, there is a brief, grunting noise that is quickly silenced. She dives into a large bush at the edge of the tree line, keeping her head down and wriggling silently through the leaves and twigs. I don't see how you can do that silently, because leaves and twigs make a lot of noise. She takes a position in the bushes, turning to face the direction she came. She raises her hand again, and this time mimicking a stelgar, placing the roar directly behind the man, failing to sneak up on her. More than one voice answers this call, all of them sounding panicked and hurried, all of them quickly moving this way, and all thoughts of stealth forgotten. She backs up from under the bush to crouch behind it. As she pulls her bow from her back, she takes a shooting stance and waits for her hunters to appear. Okay. Who are you? Winfrith? A portly, smiling man stands behind a warped wooden counter polishing a buckler. He looks up. Haven't seen you before. Always glad to see a new face in town. Company is good for business, and charter's good for the soul, and chatter's good for the soul. That's what I always say. Anyhow, what can I do for you? What's going on in Direford? Oh, we're a quiet little town. Not much happens here, especially not since the legacy hit. People realized they couldn't have babies and just stopped trying altogether. And that takes a lot of the excitement out of the day-to-day, if you can believe it. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Show me what you have for sale. Oh, lockpicks. I might as well just take those. Because I'm seeming to need them. Voice of the mountaintop? What is that? It's a neck. Chain. Only useful by a chanter. 20% chance, area of effect. Oh, increases their... First time I've seen that. I might go ahead and take that to give to, what's a zealous command? Only by a paladin. We don't have any paladins. Angles, light armor. Could she use something else? She's got a dagger. Can she use it? What is a mosquito? It's her rapier, one-handed. Compared to what she has, she's got a fine dagger. Speed, fast. Damage 10 to 15. Slash damage, pierce damage. This also has endurance, 12%. Damage restored as endurance. Minus 5% concentration, though. % of damage recorded, restored as endurance. That's pretty cool. How much is that? And I didn't even look at the cost of it. Oh, wow. No. Okay. So, we are here. We still need to go up this up to here. Because this is where the inn is at. We already were in the mill, so the inn is the last place to go. You must have seen something.
Eh?
Like I really don't need it.
Got it.
Like I really don't need it. Alright, so this is the inn. Let's go on in here. Alright, villagers. Most who pass through nowadays are refugees or bandits. Why does some highborn think we take his daughter? Wilm is peasant enough, but once you get him talking, at least we're not under some tyrant like those poor sods in Gilded Vale. Well, not anymore, because I killed him. Have Herod's soldiers been harassing you too? Used to be a castle here. We tore it down during the revolution. Really? The roads are more dangerous than usual with that ogre about.
I just want to find her. Surely even you can understand that.
We're decent folk, my lord. Perhaps you should leave and check the wilds.
The portrait depicts a man and a woman dressed in a Darien garb that would have been in style a century ago. The heavy frame has been battered, and the plate that once bore the patron's name has been scratched out. They share a passionate embrace, which seems at odds with the disgust on their faces. Okay, that's a little odd. Oh, I didn't even realize he had a name. You see this woman running through the streets of a small city. She pushes her way through the crowd, glancing over her shoulder as she does. Her clothing is torn and her hair disheveled. Even though she appears to be attempting to escape from someone, her eyes sparkle with joy. Her mouth is pulled back in an enormous grin, and occasionally a small giggle works its way out of her throat. While looking over her shoulder, she runs headlong into a well-dressed man standing at one of the market stalls. The moment she sees the man she's run into, her face changes. Gone is the glee, replaced by fear. Her grin twists into a frown, her bottom lip quivering. The man, seeing her appearance, expresses concern for her well-being, and she leans against him, weaving a tale of a brutish man with wandering hands. As she speaks, her own hands travel over his body, seeking and exploring. There is a shout from across the crowd, and they both look over to see a large, angry man approaching, roughly pushing his way through the crowd that separates them. She stiffens against him, feigning fear. The man tells her not to be afraid and steps in front of her to block the path of the figure who is coming nearer. The woman smiles, slowly backing away from them both, then lets out a gleeful cackle. Her protector turns, confused, and sees her departing, lapping and shaking a coin purse. She spins and races off through the crowded marketplace. Confused, the man feels at his belt. His face hardens and he yells, joining the chase after the laughing woman, losing herself in the crowd. She's a pickpocket! Okay. Alright, that goes upstairs. The guard keeps his eyes on the door. If you have information about Lady Elise, you should speak with Lord Harond. Okay, there's Lord Harond. Oh, here we go, another soul. You see a man open the door of a house, slow with fatigue. He steps inside, unlacing his boots, rubbing his temples, wrinkle of a smile lighting his face as he moves into a generous kitchen. He calls for someone, slicing himself some bread. The house creaks gently in response. His lips purse, and he pads out of the kitchen into a large room with a staircase. Chewing slowly, he takes the stairs one at a time, calling once more. No response. His body freezes for a moment as he walks into a room upstairs. Nothing on the lone bed, but an abundance of faded felt toys. Moving faster, he checks each room, his calls growing more urgent. No response. Any sign of exhaustion is gone, replaced with limber panic. He checks cupboards, baths, anywhere a child might hide. Nothing. Then a letter next to the door he came in from, with a queer symbol on its wax seal, one he's seen before. He crumples, shoulders shaking against the hard wall. Nobody sees him weep. So someone stole his child! Oh my goodness! Okay, we're going to be talking to you, Lord, but we got Sid over here.
Hail and well met.
The redhead stands by the fire, tuning her lute and plucking its strings. She hums scratches of a melody as she goes. First time at the Dragokins. Normally I'd have a song ready, but I haven't quite worked out this tune yet. I'm writing some chants about the founding of this inn. Say, you interested in the story? I haven't finished the chants, but I could tell you about it all the same. Sure, let's have it. It was built in the time of Hadric's rebellion. An Adarian lady, Dian, once had a keep here. One of the towers still stands, but the rest is said to be buried under the village. Anyway, she stuck to the side of the empire, and a contingent of Duke Hadric's Knights of the Crucible helped the farmers and colonists in the area turn her keep to rubble. This inn was the first building that sprang up from the ruin, built with some of the same bricks the colonists had pulled from the Lady Thiam's castle, they say. Supposedly, the quarterstaff of her chief wizard even got lost in the construction, mortared into a wall or nailed under a floorboard. Anyway, the inn was supposed to be a haven and a meeting place while the locals built their own town. What do you mean supposed to be? The Irwidians are an ordinary lot, and the more these new neighbors met, the more they argued. They realized they didn't agree on much besides ousting the old lord. The biggest divide was over the Glanfathians and their nearby ruins. Hadric's Knights and their supporters wanted to keep the peace, but a group of misfits with more anarchic, I know I'm not pronouncing that right, anarchic leanings that had formed in town wanted to go after the tribes the same way they'd gone after their lord. Soon the villagers were fighting with each other as much as with the Adranians. In the end, memories of the Broken Stone War and the War of Black Trees were fresh enough that the Duke's soldiers won the day. Most of the other villagers came around eventually, but some of the core troublemakers left to join the front lines of the War of Defiance, and others, I've heard, found their way into the Gilded Compass, the most forward-looking of the Glanfathian tribes. I don't know if I believe that part myself, but it makes a good story. She points to the east wall. There's a portrait of one of the chief rabble-rousers and his rival in the peacekeeping faction. Someone's idea of a joke. I don't think they were particularly amused. Oh, yeah, we saw the portrait. I want to hear about the Broken Stone War. That was the first major conflict between the original Adarian settlers and the Glanfathians. Happened 3 years into colonization when some farmers knocked over in Adra Mimhir that was part of whatever we know. Yeah, we did know that. That's fine. So that's all. Nothing special. Just some backstory. Villager, people who can afford to are fleeing to the cities where the legacy hasn't hit so hard. I could have swore I heard the ogre just outside my window last night. So we have an ogre. Have you been to Defiance Bay? I heard there's no Hollowborn there. There is. Oh, here's another named person. Eorn. Why, it's you! Thank you, friend. You've given me another chance, and I mean to make the most of it. I've been telling everyone around here about how you helped me. Oh, minor positive. He was, can't remember who he was. No, we don't need the beer. Who are you? Oh, this is probably barrels of beer. Heavy, sweet perfumes emanate from the barrels. The stave joints are stained dark brown and dull purple. So you're the cook? What are you doing in the kitchen? Dinglers will get you sorted out with food and drink. Okay, sorry. Oop, I didn't. I forgot to do this.
Got it.
Maybe I'll find something. Nope, I didn't. Okay. Alright, let's talk to Dingler. Then we'll talk to the Lord.
God's keeping.
The innkeeper digs inside a mug with a dirty rag. Oh, that's gross. His eyes under his thick brows are tired but watchful. He gives you a quick nod as you approach the bar. Don't see many travelers these days. Something I can do for you? What was that exchange with that nobleman about? He looks up from polishing his tankard and glowers at the Lord. Folk round here's decent. They mind their own business. You want to stick your nose in it? Go talk to him yourself. Okay. So I have questions about Direford. He runs his rag around the rim of the mug. Ask, have you seen an Orlin named Nifrin? He jerks his head up the stairs. Twitchy lady, that one. Tell me about the village. Walk from one bridge to the next, and you've seen it. We're quiet, hard-working folk. We keep to ourselves and don't take to being pushed around. He glares at the well-dressed man standing off to the side. Used to be a castle here, built by some family of Adarian Thines back when the Empire first came. Only one tower is still standing, and that's part of Diggins' shop now. Sid, that bard by the fire, could spin you the yarn if you're so inclined. So who lives in Deerford. Not many anymore. Hard to keep people around when everyone here's birth in Hollowborn. But we got a few who stick around and do business. Thygrin's the leader. Courier. Hindra crafts potions, and Winbreath trades in general goods. Rimbalt's a pig farmer, or was anyway. Tell me about Deergear? He's a courier. Treats leathers and makes armor and a few other goods with it. Problem is, the smell of tallow and deer shit tends to put people off their food, and his shop's right next door. Yeah, I can imagine. And with Idarin's story. Lady's a clever hand with potions and poultices. Got herself in trouble with a nest of worms, or so I hear. Her cart's on the east side of town. And Winthbin? Been around even longer than I have. Nice enough fellow, but never could find his way to the end of his sentence. His shop's across the square. I didn't see it. So something happened to Rumbalt's pigs, I take it. Damn ogre carried them off. Now he squeals more than his head. Now he squeals more in his herd ever did, he shrugs. It's rotten luck. Let's go back to my previous question about Dereford. You said you don't see many travelers. Of course not. Why would they come here? We've got bandits on the road and an ogre in the forest, as that yapping fool Rambard'll tell you. Worse yet, hasn't been a healthy child born here in over a year. Most kids that come here is just passing through. About that ogre, you don't hardly see them this close to town. Ogres are in Kent don't mix well. Ugly bastards, but they're smart enough to know that much. You want to know more? Talk to Rambalda, his farm southwest of here. I didn't see anyone over there. I'll have to talk to him. Let's see, oh, hire an adventure. Got a few around here looking for work. Tell me what you're looking for and I'll hunt them out. So I gotta hire more adventurers. But they're gonna cost me some money, and I'm getting low of funds. Alright, let's talk to this lord over here. You're just making a butt of yourself. The man wears a Darien-style robe, simple but elegant. His fine leather shoes look like they were made for padding around indoors, yet they're caked with mud. He yanks at a lock of hair twined around his silk-gloved finger. His fine features are etched with anxiety.
My child is out there. Do they not understand?
So I gain experience.
My lord, we're doing everything we can. Unfortunately, these villagers...
Beasts take them all. I don't care how you do it, but find her.
I heard you're arguing with the innkeeper.
A petty, small-minded man, just like the rest of them around here. I've been paying him an honest fee for board and bed, and yet he can't be bothered to stir himself to concern for my Alice.
Actually, he seemed angry at you.
People from these backwater villages take offense for sport. You have to but show up with a full coin purse, and they'll hear insult in the jingle of your step. They forget that Duke Hadred came from the privileged classes, as did all of the other earls and lords who financed the rebellion they're so proud of.
Boy, I don't like you.
I've asked around, but nobody in this mudhole has any concerns beyond their swine. They turn my men away like beggars and seem downright pleased to be of no use. But you're not one of my soldiers, and you look like you're used to getting your hands dirty, if you don't mind my saying so.
No, that's fine. Drifter, his guard leans in. My lord, a simple vagabond. Harond raises a hand to silence the man. If you find her, he nibbles the thumb of one silk glove. Tell her I won't be upset with her. She can come back and all will be well. I just want to make sure my Elise, my child, is safe. Nothing in the world is more important to me. So I have questions about your
Elise.
daughter.
Of course.
So describe her. She's a striking young woman and bears more resemblance to her mother than to me. She has auburn hair and delicate, well-bred features. She must be, 28 or 29 now? So tell me about her disappearance. We'd stopped in Derriford for a few days. On our fourth evening here, I was making plans to continue our journey. Lady Elise was feeling unwell and went to bed. When I retired a couple of hours later, I found that she had vanished. None of my men had seen her go, and no one at the inn knew where she was. Since then, my people have been combing the village, but we've yet to find a clue, and the locals have been no help. Why did you find Elise? Why did you and Elise come to Derriford? It was merely a stop along the way to Ina's Rest. However, she took ill shortly before our arrival, so it seemed prudent to allow her a few days to recover. What's in Ina's Rest? He frowns as if about to protest, but he gives in with a sigh. Lady Elise has reached an age where it is prudent for her to marry. Given this legacy business, I can't let her fertile years slip by, nor do I want her wound to fester in the presence of so many Hollowborn. Seems there would be more potential suitors in New Herman or New Yarman? Where's the rest of your family? Surely they wouldn't want to miss your daughter's betrothal. Seems there would be more potential suitors in yeah. You think I haven't considered that? Arranging a suitable match is difficult. The best prospects for my child lay in Ina's Rest. Well, she probably left because she didn't want to get married. Where's the rest of your family? Surely they wouldn't want to miss your daughter's betrothal. Lady Harmon is ill-suited for travel, I'm afraid, and unfortunately, Elise has few other close relatives. My sister and her husband, Elise's aunt and uncle, of course, have been visiting a dear these past months. He rubs his knuckles. And as for siblings, Elise has none. My wife has only given birth to Hollowborn since Elise, that is. I see. But getting back to your daughter? What about her? Let's get back to my previous questions. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Lord Nestor Harond of Defiance Bay. My family has been prominent there since imperial times. Our primary estate is on the outskirts of Brackenbury, but we have holdings in New Haomar as well. Those went to my sister and her husband.
Okay, goodbye. It's disappeared. It seems the villagers of Derriford have not been much else. Still, I may be able to hear something useful by asking around. I need to go upstairs, and I'm going to end this episode. And when we come back, we're going to go upstairs, see if we can find that Orlin woman who murdered all those children. And then I need to find the piglet farmer, because I think I'm going to have a quest for an ogre. And I still need to do some listening around to see if anyone knows where Lady Elise went. I think she absconded with somebody. But anyway, if you're enjoying, click like, leave a comment, subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Sahara out.